job, ladies.
Here are the women's standings going into the final event of the championships. Arkansas has clinched with 97 points. LSU right now in second, but that could change. Georgia third, and Alabama well back in fourth place. Second section of this three-section 4x400 relay. You can score out of any of the sections. Collegiate records held by Southern Cal Trojans from 2017. LSU has the meet record, and the Kentucky Wildcats with the best time in the country this year so far. On the track for this second section is Georgia in 3, South Carolina in 4. There's LSU in 5, and Florida on the outside in 6.
On paper, LSU, the class of this field at 332.87. LSU making up the stagger already on that back stretch, and they are supposedly led on by Simone Mason, who ran a really good 200-meter heat earlier. Relay cards get changed last minute. We apologize always in advance if we misidentify a runner.
Denisha Anderson is the leadoff runner for Florida, also from the Bahamas.
19 years old, 6'2", and the collegiate leader in the 400 meters. She had a little bit of a laboring preliminary heat in the 400, but she is going to be a force for the Gators for the years to come.
So LSU will pass off first. The baton will go from Simone Mason to Kaya Obiosen, the sophomore. For Florida, it is Taylor Manson for the Gators.
LSU and Florida always have extremely talented relay teams, but in the last couple years, South Carolina has really come up in these relays and in their 400-meter depth as well.
Taylor Manson trying to make a move on that far turn. And South Carolina, that is Aaliyah Abrams. It'll be Florida, South Carolina, LSU. A big change in the order with 100 meters remaining in that second leg.
Nikki Stevens right now on this third leg for Florida. Brittany Humphrey for LSU.
And for South Carolina, this is Merle Nabi, the freshman. Florida's last leg, Taylor Manson ran 51.62.
Pearl Nagby of South Carolina sticking right with Florida and hanging in there. This is where this gets a little critical. If Brittany Humphrey wants to make a move, you've got to try to make it a little bit before this curve, because you need to use this bank, as South Carolina's trying to do, just to give you a little bit extra oomph.
The anchor for Florida, the freshman, Samira Killebrew, who we saw earlier in the 60 meters.
Also freshman for LSU, Amber Anning. We've talked about the freshman and sophomore class of this year coming in and making an immediate impact, especially at a championship level. Very impressive.
For Brittany Murphy, it was 52.72 on that third leg. That's what put them back into the lead. So can Amber Anning hold off a late charge? I'm waiting for it to come, but the gap just keeps getting wider. Killebrew gets Florida into second, but Amber Anning brings her Tigers to a 3:31.23. It's a big improvement on their season best. And that becomes the time to beat for this first section. That's a number 4 in the NCAA time for the Tigers. In the country. And there is Kentucky. They will start with Megan Moss, the freshman from the Bahamas. Handing off to Abby Steiner, our 200-meter champion and now world leader. And Chloe Abbott will carry third. Alexis Holmes will be the anchor. And the A&M Aggies right on the outside in lane 6. Tiara Robinson-Jones will start out. She'll go to Cherokee Young, then Javen Reed, and finally Ciara Richardson. Arkansas in 3, Alabama in 4, then Kentucky and Texas A&M on the outside. should be a good battle between Kentucky and A&M on the outside, and any more points that are scored by Arkansas are just cherries on the sundae.
You want to talk about strength of the SEC at this event. You mentioned that Kentucky leads the SEC. Texas A&M is second in the SEC. Alabama third and fourth, but check this out. In the nation, Kentucky is number 1. Texas A&M is number 3. Bama is 4, and Arkansas is 5.
And LSU has moved into that top
and
5.
LSU is 6. LSU is 6. Florida 7.
They've now moved up LSU to 4 after their Section 2 winner. That is the time to beat in this race. 3:31:23 is what these Section 1 teams are shooting for. Kentucky hands off first. It goes from Megan Moss to Abby Steiner. That's not looking like Abby Steiner to me.
Nope, that's Chloe Abbott. 400-meter specialist for Kentucky. Had a very disappointed prelim and didn't make the final in the 400. She is running for redemption right now. Texas A&M, who is in last place right now, had a little bit of a mishap with their first runner. Her shoe was coming untied when she was coming around the corner, and they passed the baton last.
Alabama, that's DeJay Baker. And for Arkansas, it is Rosie Effiong. No, it is not. That's the anchor. Morgan Burks-McGee for Arkansas. Chloe Abbott starting to run out of gas. And Alabama in a position to strike. DeJay Baker takes the lead. She will hand off to Tamara Clark, who we saw earlier winning the 60 and finishing second in the 200.
Tamara Clark has been an absolute workhorse for Alabama today. To run the prelim she did back last night, run as well as she did in the finals, and anchor this 4x4. She's a stud.
.51.93 for DeJay Baker of Alabama on that second leg.
Did you see where Clark was running when she was coming down that home stretch? She was on that first lane line, almost out in lane 2. She's going to have to be really careful when she goes on either this straight or the final straight not to give up that inside rail.
Kentucky about to make a move to take the lead. Well, Abby Steiner not in this 4x4. Alexis Holmes anchoring for the Wildcats. For Alabama, Natasha McDonald. And for Arkansas, Rosie Effiong.
And Rosie Effiong had an incredible backstretch right now, putting her in this position of striking on this home stretch to get her into the lead for this final lap.
Holmes seemed to be taking it a little easy considering she didn't have that big a lead.
And McDonald said, no thank you, I'm going to go ahead and go to the front. Really nice move by McDonald there at the bell. Alabama
pulling away now. That's a big gap for Holmes to try to make up, especially with the amount of races she's had on her legs this weekend. It's going to be Alabama with the win. Now it's a matter of looking at the time. They're under 3:30.
Woo!
And that's a new nation leading time, 3:29.36.
Massive personal best for them, coming down from 3:32.18.
And it just missed the meet record of 3:29.06 by LSU. An impressive run by Alabama.
Relay exchanges in this 4x4 are so crucial just because of the traffic that you have to navigate for, but Kentucky does a really nice job, and you see Arkansas and Alabama having to go wide. Kentucky gets it to Chloe Abbott, and she's got a really nice almost 7 to 8 meter lead. And it was really clean. Sometimes those exchanges right at that finish line, as we've seen so many times before, gets really bunched up and everybody's antsy to get that baton. This was pretty even between the three teams, except for Arkansas handed off a little bit behind. And not only do you have to worry about the person you're giving it to, you have to worry about the person that's running in front of you so that you don't run them over. Kentucky hands off first. Clean passes by everybody, and then McDonald of Alabama just made a ridiculously great move on that backstretch, which put her into that. Look at that stride length. What a finish, and a nation-leading time by Alabama.
So the results are official. Alabama with the only time under 3:30.
That's their first win since 1994. 26 years it's been. Kentucky finishing second, LSU finishing third. A number of now SEC athletes, teams, more than 5 in the top 10 in the NCAA in the 4x400, and Lara has the winners downstairs.
Leading performance. How did these women in front of you set you up for success on that closing leg to take the championship in the 4x4?
I feel like everyone did their part really, really well. They gave it to me in the position for me to take the lead and finish strong.
All of you guys have a lot of races under your belt so far this weekend. First time in a long time that Alabama is taking this 4x4 relay back with you.